What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. It is the Dinger Dudes podcast. College semester is over. We have the time now to start recording some podcasts again. We're going to start putting out weekly episodes. We're going to start putting some content over on the Instagram. We're going to be putting content out all summer, and we're going to be with you throughout the entire 2025 MLB season because it's been a crazy one so far. It's been a ridiculous season. Some teams that have been shocking, and some teams that we kind of expected to do well, and some teams that we kind of expected to be very awful. So we're going to talk about all of that. And today on this episode, later, we're going to pick who we believe this year are going to be first time All Stars in this year's All Star game. So before we get into all of that, gentlemen, we're back, baby.
We are so back, Steven. Cannot wait to talk some more baseball because, baseball has not been nice to me, Steven. But so I'm glad that I get to branch out and go in other different directions. And I have to talk about my Braves who are still under 500.
Might not
So,
get above 500, like genuinely. It's just kind of like, but
mm-mm-mm.
hey, when we won the World Series, we didn't get above 500 until September. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
You want to
Absolutely.
know who I get to talk about my St. Louis Cardinals, who are
uh,
currently on an 8-game win streak and in second place behind the Cubs as of right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that, and I would like to say sincere apologies to Matthew Liberatore. He's been our best pitcher so far this season. And I said that he shouldn't even be part of the starting rotation last episode. So I'd like to say my sincere apologies to him.
Hey, let's go ahead and apologize to Bryce Elder while we're at it because his last four starts have been freaking incredible, and we've been bashing him. I think the only problem with Bryce Elder is because yeah, he's been playing good baseball, but I'm still not going to want him over AJ Smith-Sawyer. And we have Spencer Strider coming back. We still have Lopez that's going to be coming back eventually. So it's funny because even though he's playing good ball, he's going to get DFA'd at some point. That's just the reality. That's just the reality of it. So sorry, buddy.
I don't think so. Look, I don't think so. The thing about Elder is that, like, one thing he's doing well this year is he's keeping balls out of the outfield. He's doing a good job at forcing a lot of more ground balls, getting quicker innings, and staying control and consistent in that area. Doing that four starts in a row, he's showing some consistency, which he hasn't shown since he made the All-Star game a couple of years ago, and that incredible half of the season that he had. And I think he's really turning a lot of Braves fans heads right now. He's turning mine. I know that's just four starts. I want to see this some more, but I'm definitely keeping my eye on Elder because of that reason.
Hmm.
one thing that's been frustrating me as of late is the offense has been putrid. It has been very bad as of late. And my whole thing is like, we can't sit there and make it a habit. And that's why we lost the series against Pittsburgh. You can't sit there and get hot within the last two innings and just expect to win ball games. You got lucky just winning that second game. Honestly, we probably should have been swept in Pittsburgh. That's how bad the offense was. I'm very happy with how the bullpen's been performing.
Yes.
Besides Raisel Iglesias, obviously, who's been a very big disappointment this season. But the bullpen's been great. Daysbel Hernandez has stepped up tremendously. Scott blew it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, like addition to this bullpen. Just there's some stuff to be excited for about this team, but I'm like you said, man, I'm sick of riding this cold coaster of just like when's this offense finally going to find its identity because it just hasn't. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and you look at the numbers too. Yeah, we might be sitting 5-0 in extra innings, but games that don't go into extra innings and are decided by two or less runs, the Braves are now 2-7 in that category. So pitching, they can't carry this team because as the bats only get productive in the later half of the game, you're not often going to find yourself on the winning side of things. So, but you got to think at some point that the Braves bats are going to get hot because we have way too good of a roster to be hitting so subpar right now. Alex Verdugo's been struggling at the leadoff spot this last week, but other than that, he's been a really good leadoff hitter. And Nick Allen's average is right under 300 now, so you gotta think there's going to be some kind of turning point for this Braves offense.
Chase.
You think so? Because I mean, look, I remember heading into this season, our biggest concern was the bullpen. But if we're being fair, ever since that Minnesota Twins series a couple of weeks ago, our bullpen has actually been quite phenomenal. Steven, like you said, Blewett was a nice addition. Montero, ever since we got him, was a nice addition. De Los Santos has had a couple of good outings. I still don't like Daysville Hernandez. Pierce Johnson went on a nice streak of retiring 26 batters in a row. So when you're considering that, I would have never thought at this point of the year we've been complaining about our offense. I thought it'd be the bullpen we're complaining about all season long. So it's good to know that hitting wise, all the potential in the world is there. We just haven't seen it yet. But we're only 40 games into the season. I wouldn't be surprised if June, July, heading into August, our offense looks completely different. I'm expecting that. I just hope the Braves don't let me down, which they tend to do.
What about tomorrow? Starting tomorrow, we play the Nationals, and they had the third worst combined ERA in the MLB right now. I think that might be a good turning point.
By the way,
I'm trying to hear it when it comes to low ERAs and who we face against. Pittsburgh had one of the worst pitching rotations, and we didn't even have to face Paul Skeens, and we still sucked against him. So we could sit there and face a 5-year-old, and our offense would still look just however it is right now.
I would like to say something about that right now. Andrew, you mentioned the Nationals. Steven mentioned the Pirates. By the way, the Cardinals swept both of those teams, and Paul Skeens right now has 7 career losses. 4 out of the 7 of those have come against the Cardinals. And then the Nationals, we swept them. So as I said, the consistent problem with this Cardinals team is the bullpen. The bats are heating up. Brendan Donovan's hitting like a 318 average. Arenado has brought up his average from 223 out of a week or two ago to about like 269, 270. His is heating up. And the starting pitching is looking fantastic. Sonny Gray is looking fantastic. Matthew Liberatore, who right now could be a candidate for an all-star game because, we don't really have outside of Sonny Gray for pitching, is Matthew Liberatore. And then Eric Fetty, he hasn't looked great since the acquisition with the whole White Sox, Dodgers, Edmund trade or whatever. I don't really care, but he just pitched a complete game against the Nationals, 8 strikeouts. So, I'm liking the Cardinals so far. Do I think they're going to keep it up? Probably not.
You better.
I keep saying I have no faith in my team every single time I speak about a team. Like Out of Pocket, we just finished our season 5 finale, and I said, I don't really have much faith in the Cardinals. I don't think the Eagles are going to go back-to-back Super Bowls. It is what it is, but then they proved me wrong. So
hey, can you at least keep it up for one more series against the Phillies? I don't care what you do after that. Just for one more series, just keep this up for me.
I believe we can, as long as Arenado, Donovan, and Contreras stay high. And we just got Ivan Herrera back. So, I'm liking him too.
I will say this. I'll go ahead and break this news out. If we are tired of Brian Snicker, Bud Black is now on the market, ladies and gentlemen. He has just been fired by the horrible Colorado Rockies, who just collected their 7th win of the season in a game this cup that ended just a few hours ago against the San Diego Padres. So just for those who are curious, not only did Bud Black get the boot, their bench coach, Mike Redmond, also got the boot. And I believe their third base coach, Warren Schaefer, is going to be the interim manager. I think that's the word around the clubhouse right now. But so, Bud Black, I mean, he's been in Colorado since 2017. And those
he should have gotten the boot back in 22.
Those are the glory days for Colorado, aside from their World Series run in the late 2000s. I mean, they made the playoffs 2 times, but ever since 2019, they have not seen October. He finishes with a club record of 544 and 690. And, I mean, this is just a decision that you saw coming right now. Their CEO, Dick Monfort, thanked Bud Black and Mike Redmond for their contributions throughout the year. But, I mean, what we've seen this season has been completely unacceptable. Even with the roster they had, you can argue that, their big offseason acquisition, that Chris Bryant that they got over the offseason, that he's been hurt. But one guy's not going to save that team. I mean, the fans deserve better. The ownership deserves better. And it's just changes have to be made. And now the remainder of the 2025 season is going to just be looking to where they can improve and evaluate what they see on the field. So, sorry, Colorado fans, but it's been
Colorado. The thing about Colorado,
I do want to say,
made no pitching moves. no pitching moves in the past like 5 seasons.
Well,
They got John Gray, who was their all-star pitcher a couple seasons back, went to the Rangers. He's gone. Kyle Freeland hasn't been good since 2017. He's still there. Herman Marquez had an all-star season back in like 2021, was great then. 2019, great then. Juice Balls era. Where has he gone? And right now, the only highlight on that Rockies team, let's see if I can even highlight anybody on the Rockies team. Hunter Goodman, 288, 6 homers, 24 RBIs, so Rockies fans have that to look forward to.
He just had a 3 extra base hit game today, I believe. So
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I do want to speak about the Rockies as well. You also forget about Charlie Condon, their first
Charlie
round
Condon,
pick
yeah.
in this previous draft out of Georgia, who was the best hitter in college baseball last year and was tearing up. That's Stevens boy right there. But you got Bill. Let me Rockies fans. For those, I know nobody's paying attention to Rockies baseball right now. So let me just extend how unbelievably bad their front office is right now. You got to look at general manager Bill Schmidt. He came into office in 2021. Jackson, you talked about already how they haven't improved anything pitching wise. They're making moves like getting Chris Bryant, and I know he's injured right now, but even then, just that's a move that didn't make sense. But I want to speak about a comment that he made after their 21-0 loss to San Diego last night. He made a statement saying that, when we're looking at the Rockies play, I know this had been a year that Rockies fans are happy about, but this team has a lot of heart. They come out here every year. They're full of every game. They're full of energy. They want to turn this team around. I still think there's time to turn this season around. But in terms of Bud Black, he said that I think Bud Black is a guy that is capable of turning this team around, and I don't see him leaving for the foreseeable future. And then quite literally 24 hours later, he's out. He's out of the Rockies organization.
You know what? You're right, Chase. As long as you're out there having fun, if you're 7-33.
You lost like a football score. They scored 3 touchdowns on your putrid team, and you're sitting there saying, we got a lot of heart. What type of crap is that?
At this point,
you're looking at that saying,
that's Bill Schmidt for you, baby.
Coming to the games because at least my team's playing with heart. Imagine 2015 if Freddie Freeman came out and said some BS like, hey, we're getting our asses kicked every single game, but at least we're playing with heart.
Don't you want a leader
just
like
give
that
the Rockies a participation?
I mean, I would.
At this point.
Oh, man.
The participation trophy at this point.
Why am I not showing up?
Just nothing. Yeah, go ahead.
Bud Black had no success in San Diego. Had a losing record there. Decided to transfer him to the rival team, the Rockies, thinking that would be a success. They didn't even have the success when they had Trevor Story, Arenado, Blackman, and Carlos Gonzalez. So what's it going to tell you that they're going to have Bud Black to help them to the promised land?
You made a good point because, yes, they had 2 90-win seasons with those teams. Both of those playoff appearances in 2017, 2019 were first-round exits. So, yeah, you could cheer on the regular season success all you want. But, again, ever since 2019, they had no postseason success, and they haven't been even close to the postseason yet. So, yeah, this was an obvious move that, like you said, Jackson, should have been made 2 years ago, if we're being honest. But, better late than never, I guess.
Okay. So before we get into our dream draft of this episode, I wanted to ask y'all, are there any players or teams that have been surprising you this season so far?
The Giants have been way better. Don't get me wrong. I thought the Giants were going to be a great team this year.
Yeah.
But they have just been unbelievable. Okay, one player, Jung-Ho Lee. My God. What an incredible player. Again, talking about all of the players that have that are coming from Japan that we've seen, and I hope I'm getting this right. I believe he is from the Japan, and he played in the Japanese league, and now he's heading over, and now he's with the Giants. But like I said, man, he's been playing unbelievable, been just a staple in that offense.
KBO.
KBO. Okay, I'm getting it wrong. That's my apologies. I apologize for that. But Jung-Ho Lee, he's been amazing this year. I think he's still batting above 300. I think he's hitting for power, just an unbelievable outfielder. Been kind of a staple of the reason why the Giants are where they are. And I'd be missed to say that their pitching rotation hasn't been unbelievable either. Matt Cain's always going to be who he is. He's an ace in that rotation and always going to be incredible. So yeah, the Giants have just been unbelievable to me, and heartbroken at the fact that who's leading in ERA right now. We got to go over to New York to find that. Max Fried has really just been a staple over in New York, been a unbelievable pitcher. And he's honestly been, the savior of that rotation, because New York's like Yankees rotation has just been, don't get me wrong. I think Rodon's having a great season as well. But, dude, Fried has just really stepped up, because we thought the Garrett Cole injury was really going to, set them down a little bit.
Yeah.
But Fried has just stepped right into that ace spot. And it's just been that guy for them to, when they need a win, you got your best chance with Fried on the mound. So shout out to him. I miss him, because the rotation could love a Fried arm right now. But, he's getting paid the big bucks and he's earning it.
Can I talk about another East Coast player? But let's head to the National League side.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You asked, and we're saying
I can, though. And I'm
you don't have my permission.
No, I'm bringing up Philadelphia Phillies pitcher Jesus Luzardo. He did not do the greatest in Oakland when they were the Athletics in Oakland.
He's on my fantasy team
in Miami. But Jesus Luzardo, and I kind of grilled Jason on that, because I was not a big believer in Jesus Luzardo. I guess he just needed to change his scenery, because I'm looking at his 2025 stats so far this season. 3-0 record, 2.11 ERA, 11th across the league, 51 strikeouts, and a 1.21 whip. Everybody was talking about Aaron Nola. Everybody was talking about Zach Wheeler, Christopher Sanchez, who had a fantastic season. And Jesus Luzardo. Jesus Luzardo is a guy who's kind of snuck under the radar. And again, we're having a dream team draft in a little bit, like right after this. And Jesus Luzardo, I think, could potentially be a first-time All-Star this year.
Okay, I got a team. I think it's a good segue for Steven's team, because this team that I'm about to talk about just swept the San Francisco Giants. Let's talk about the Minnesota Twins, who just had a hard-fought 7-6 win earlier today to complete the sweep and go over 500 for the first time this season. And a guy that I want to talk about is Pablo Lopez, who he's been like uncharacteristically.
I like Pablo Lopez. Did you hear the noise he just made?
I didn't, but
no, keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
I don't even know what's happening. I'm just gonna. I don't.
Keep going. Just keep
I don't
going.
know. I don't know what you're moaning for.
That made Jacksonville certain. That made Jacksonville.
All right, just keep going. Just keep going.
Ooh, Pablo. Sorry.
All right, Andrew, talk about Pablo.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say. I completely lost my train of thought. Pablo Lopez. He's kind of been a weird guy this year, because he's supposed to be the cornerstone in that rotation. But earlier today, he did allow 4 runs on 5 hits and got 2 walks with it. But he still lasted 6 innings, and he kept the team in the game. But that all goes towards the bats. And I love Royce Lewis. Royce Lewis in this 8-game win streak has been a great hitter for this Minnesota Twin team. And I just like the Twins. Their bullpen has been playing very well, especially in the later innings. This game that went into extra innings especially had a huge performance from the bullpen in the 9th and 10th inning. And I want to go ahead, since you talked about a pitcher, Jackson, before I throw to Chase, let's kind of tip our caps a little bit to the southpaw Clayton Kershaw, who is working his way back. Of course, we know the left knee and left toe injury that he had over the offseason. He's already gotten some tune-ups done in Oklahoma and Arizona. And in his last rehab start, he struck out 2 guys. He did allow 2 runs and 2 hits, yada, yada, yada. But he is eligible to be activated from the 60-day IL next weekend, and he's scheduled to get his first start next Sunday against the Angels at home. So be on the lookout for that.
Hey, this is the season he hits.
Before we move on, we would be remiss if we're not talking about a team that is tied for the best record with the Dodgers. We got to go to the AL Central and talk about these Detroit Tigers, who they're experiencing some resurgences because one person that has just been not the same since he was in Chicago and going to Detroit, like Javier Baez, just hasn't really been himself since Chicago. He's really, fallen off. And honestly, there's been a lot of people that have just been calling for him to either be sent down or cut just because of how bad he's been playing. But hey, this year is to step up because he's been hitting the ball well. More consistently. Defensively, he's been incredible. It really stepped it up for this Detroit team. And dude, Tyreek Skubal is just a dog. Oh my goodness, he has been incredible this year. He's still continuing the Cy Young performance he had last year. This year, so Detroit, incredible team, and honestly, they're a front runner to win that division for me.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think. Hey, whoa, hang on. So I'm not going to talk about a team, Jackson. I just
No,
don't get to talk
get
about
on to the draft, man. You're irrelevant.
No, absolutely. I get to talk about a team, and we would be remiss if we don't talk about a team that's leading the AL West right now. How about the Seattle Mariners, who just absolutely turned their season around on a dime?
I love me some Cal Riley.
The best nickname in all of baseball right now, which is Florida State product, I always have to admit. But this is a team that 2 weeks into the baseball season, they were looking like they're going to be a team that they've always been, a team that was going to underperform, a team that was going to drown in that division. But on a dime, they have completely turned that around. That is because of players like Cal Riley, who is leading the team with 12 home runs. He is already up there. Jackson, I cannot talk when you're making faces. I can only imagine you make to your girlfriend. But he is the top of the MLB right now, towards the top with 12 home runs. He has a 546 slugging percentage, a 917 OPS, which of course all those statistics lead the Mariners right now. But think about Polanco, how big he's been in clutch situations for the Seattle Mariners. Now, Rodriguez, I know he kind of took a little bit of a dip last year, but he leads the Mariners with 27 runs. He has a couple triples to his name. Randy Arozarena, who was on the Braves last year, has been an extra base hitting machine. But you got to look at the pitching too. Its starting pitching has been a little bit iffy. You still have Wu, who has been a little prominent there. I mean, he has an above average ERA, which needs a He really has. So, I mean, you got to think that hitting-wise is really carrying the team right now because there's nothing to go home about for pitching. But I want to transition. I gave my praise to the Mariners, but there's a pitcher that, Andrew, I'm surprised you didn't want to talk about considering he was your AL Cy Young pick. Nathan Eovaldi from the Rangers has been absolutely unbelievable. He has a 178 ERA, but has a whip of .75, which leads all MLB right now, has a 4-2 record. The Rangers' rotation's been a little interesting, but he has been a big bright spot, Andrew. So you're on the verge of having one of the craziest AL Cy Young picks of all time.
And I just want to let you know, I don't know who you are. I can't remember your Instagram tag, but I remember you in the comment section of that post when we were going back and forth. So I want you to keep your eye out. Keep one eye open when you're sleeping, because whenever Nathan Eovaldi gets that Cy Young award, I'm going to get a jersey. I'm going to get a Nathan Eovaldi jersey because I feel like I have to. And I'm going to come to your house, and we're going to have a little one-on-one visit. So this is a threat. Yes, this is a threat. I am making a threat. You can report this if you want, but it ain't going to stop you. It ain't going to stop me. Yeah. That's for darn sure. So, keep your eyes open when you sleep at night, just so you know. Keep a little bed light by your bed.
It's draft time.
It's draft time, Steven. And with the first pick, this draft, his first year All-Stars, who we believe are going to be first-year All-Stars this season, and with the number 1 pick, Steven Lambert.
All right, so I had to do some research here because, listen, as much as I love me some Spencer Schwellenbach, he has taken a dip in the last few games, and it's going to take a lot for him in this upcoming months for him to get back into the point. I still think he's going to be an all-star selection. Do not get me wrong, and he deserves it. But I have to look at some of these other pitchers that are just kind of like are for sure locks as of how they've been performing as of right now.
So you're going pitcher first.
And I'm going pitcher. I'm going pitcher 100%. this guy in particular just came out of nowhere for me because he had a Tommy John surgery a couple of years ago, and he's just making his full year comeback right now. And I'm going over to Kansas City because Chris Bubik has been unbelievable this year. Low ERA, been an incredible pitcher for the Royals. Really stepped it up. And I mean, just ask Barker because he spent $100-something for him during fantasy, and he has been putting up numbers for Mr. Barker. So Chris Bubik for me, I'm going to go ahead and pick him. He's going to be my pitcher for a first-time All-Star appearance.
All right, Chase, we got 10 more minutes left of the meeting.
I'll go a little quick. I don't even have to talk much about this guy, but he is also a pitcher from the National League. He had a fantastic year last year. However, he was not eligible to make last year's All-Star game. But you best believe he is this year. Give me Yamamoto.
Good pick.
All right, Andrew.
It's you,
Jason. No, it is my turn. I am also going to go a pitcher.
Let's go, dude.
But I'm heading to the American League West. Give me Hunter Brown from the Houston Astros. Big fan of Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown. Okay. I'm going to, since I get back-to-back picks here, y'all guys are totally screwed because I got the two best hitters in baseball who have yet to make an All-Star game. For one, give me the shortstop from the not Oakland Athletics, just the Athletics, Jacob Wilson. Batting at 358 right now in just his second year in the majors. He's got the 29th best OPS with a .863, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs to his name. And his last 7 days, he has 13 hits and like 5 extra base hits with 5 RBIs. And he's at minutes on the bases too. 2 stolen bases in the last 2 games. Absolutely.
And then who's your second pick, Andrew?
Okay, so I said I had it locked up, but now I'm kind of frozen here. Yikes. Has Corbin Carroll made an All-Star game?
Yes, he has.
Okay, I thought so. For some reason, I was thinking that I heard somewhere that he hasn't, so I was like, dude, that'd be a steal and a half. Okay, I guess I
already have my next pick, man.
Okay, well, this one was a little tougher than I thought. I wanted to go Yamamoto. I really did, but I think
you only get one pitcher, by the way.
Yes, and I think I'm going to take a rookie pitcher who has been under the radar because he plays for the White Sox, but I've been a big fan of him. I'm going to go Shane Smith here. I think he has a good chance of making maybe a bullpen appearance in the All-Star game. He's got the 9th best ERA in baseball right now with a 2.08. Obviously, his win-loss record is not that great because he plays for the White Sox, but he's also got a crap ton of strikeouts as well and not a bad whip percentage, just a 1.8. So give me
it's the fact that you didn't go Luzardo, Michael King, or
because if you're looking at ERA, Shane Smith has a better ERA than both those pitchers. So yeah, give me Shane Smith.
All right, let's go with my next pick. I love this guy, and you know what?
We know.
What do we know?
Just pick him.
Give me Cal Raleigh. Give me Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh's never
been an All-Star.
Nope.
He has been an All-Star. No way, Cal Raleigh hasn't been an All-Star.
Cal Raleigh's never been an All-Star. Look it up.
I'm looking this up.
Not even last year. Last year he had an incredible season.
Cal Raleigh has never been. Nope. No, he's been a Gold Glove, just never been an All-Star. He's never been an All-Star, so I'm taking Cal Raleigh. All right, Chase.
That's crazy. All right. Now, this one might be a little bit of a reach. Look, he's been off to a slow start last year, but he had a fantastic rookie season for the Milwaukee Brewers, and I believe more than anything, he's going to turn it around and make an instant impact. Give me Jackson Churia.
All right, Steven.
All right, so I got 2. So how is this going? Are we trying to do like positions or just like hitters?
Just hitters in general. Just hitters in general.
So Jackson, I'm shocked that this guy has not come up in your group. But Cal Riley, obviously, you got to pick him. But I think I'm going to go with a guy on your team. I don't believe he's been picked unless I'm just like not hearing it, and I might have missed it. And I apologize if I have. Brendan Donovan.
He is not, and he's having a fantastic season. He's
Brennan
having a
Donovan.
fantastic
I'm picking
season.
Brennan Donovan, and then I'm going to go ahead and go again, and I'm going to go to the Athletics, shockingly enough, because this guy, first base, has been unbelievable this year, was leading leagues in homers at one point. How about Tyler Soderstrom?
I like it. I like it. All right, Chase.
Good pick. Now, this is another guy that I had a lot of expectations heading to the year, which he's been solid. He's been good. He hasn't been great. He hasn't been all-star great. I think there's still time to turn around. We talked about the Braves bats picking up speed. I think there's one guy who's going to eventually just go on a tear and continue to be an elite hitter. Give me Money Mike.
Okay.
Based on this season,
He's been good.
I think he's been good. What are you talking about?
He's got like the 7th or 6th most extra base hits in baseball. Like he's been really good. I'm gonna go since I get back to back here.
It's my turn. Third.
Oh right, my bad.
All right, I am going to go with. And I really hate to say this, but I like this guy out of Chicago. I'm not talking about the White Sox. I'm talking about the Cubs. Give me Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA has been raking this season. He's an animal.
Good pick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going PCA.
The Rangers have been playing really good baseball lately, so this guy's really kind of resurfaced on my mind. But give me the 4th-year guy out of LSU, Josh Smith, has a .316 average right now with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. And he's gotten 2 home runs over his last 4 games, I believe. I might have to fact check that, but I am going to go with another not Oakland Athletic, just the Athletic, a guy that has been raking the ball. He's been on a little bit of a downward slope the last 2 weeks, but I believe he's going to pick it right back up maybe in the early stages of summer. Give me Tyler Soderstrom from the Athletics.
Got him already. You
Steven's already got him.
Wait, you got him?
Steven's already got him.
You idiot.
All right, Andrew.
Hold on. When did Steven pick him? When in the world did you pick him?
I had back-to-back picks, dude. I picked Brennan Donovan and Tyler Soderstrom back-to-back.
Dude, I do not remember hearing his name at all. Are you joking right now?
Yeah, he's been great, man.
He's been picked. All right, Andrew.
Well, that completely throws me off, man. I mean, I guess. You know what? Just to show Schrader some love, give me Kyle Stowers from the Miami Marlins. Because, he's got 2 less home runs than Sostrom, so he's kind of the same guy. He's got 287 average. Why not? Why not? Give me Stowers. I love you, Schrader. I love you, Jackson.
Hey, it's my turn.
Yeah, we gotta go quick.
It's my turn. All right. Give me outfielder from the Washington Nationals. Give me Mr. James Wood.
Yeah, he's been great. He's been fantastic for him this year. Absolutely.
James Wood gives me Wood. Sorry.
All right. Chase.
Oh, yeah, man. I don't know.
We have 2 minutes, so you better.
I feel like I'm gonna go on guys who are going off slow this year, but had high expectations. And another guy that I actually dropped in because he's been a little sloppy this year. I'm just hoping they turn it around based on potential. Give me Christian Walker from the Astros.
Christian Walker has been an All-Star before.
Oh, I didn't know that he was. When was Christian Walker an All-Star?
I'll look it up for you guys.
Wait. No, Christian Walker was supposed to be an All-Star this season. He wasn't an All-Star. You're right.
Well, Jackson was trying to sabotage.
I was about to say he's not
Christian, but it's the fact that Christian Walker has a .214 average. We're basing it off this season.
All right.
He has a .225 average.
Did
I not just tell you I'm going off players tonight?
We don't have a lot of time left, so I got to get my picks out real quick. I don't think he's been picked yet. Terry Carpenter.
No.
Carpenter from the Detroit Tigers having a great season. 9 home runs, 21 RBIs. I think, like I said, like Detroit's been unbelievable this year, big part of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and go Milwaukee. I don't think he's been picked yet either. Bryce Terang. He is not. I looked it up. He's not been an All-Star yet. So, yeah, that works. That'll fill up my more All-Star.
All right, Jackson. Let's hear your last few picks, and then I'll go mine. We have less than a minute.
It's Chase's turn.
Well, Chase, you better go.
Oh, has Willie Adames made an All-Star game before?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get my last two picks out because I know my last two picks. Give me Hunter Goodman.
No. Chase goes and then me.
Dog, we about to run out of time here.
Hey, give me
Willie Thomas is not made an All-Star game.
All right, then go Willie Thomas. Give me Zach Nato. Angels shortstop. Shortstop Zach Nato to round out my stuff.
Give me Hunter Goodman from the Rockies and Eli White, baby. None of y'all said Eli White, and I want Eli White, baby, because we love the white men.
I can't hear what he's saying.
All right, we barely have any time. We love you guys. We're gonna see y'all next time. We